I gotta start closing things out. You know what I hate about Newsweek is like I get to read the article one time and then like, oh no.
And if you open it again, they're like, get a subscription to Newsweek.
Can't read it anymore.
Like, oh.
And then they just they shade it down. I can't see it. I don't know.
And Newsweek is not worth getting a subscription to at all.
I suspect it's not
at all.
I can't even close it.
It's terrible.
It's
terrible. Every article takes like 1 minute to read. There is no depth to anything that they write. I can't imagine paying for like ultra short form journalism. You know, like who's paying for fucking sound bites? Fuck you. It's like paying for half a blowjob. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I want the back half.
Yeah, I guess if you get to choose.
You got to choose. I want the back half. You kidding me? Screw the front half. How's everybody doing in chat tonight? I'm trying to open up a thing and I'm not successfully
hit the like
doing
button,
it.
Everybody, please.
Yeah, everybody, hit the like button. I gotta see.
I believe it's smash that like button.
It. Yeah, Ian, you're doing
the phraseology.
Sorry,
doing a terrible job.
Penetrate the no.
Ian, you sound a little off your game. You've had 3 minutes before we went live to be prepared.
You had a total of like 3 minutes to do something to sort of get ready.
I had to think of a good image, which I had completed.
Oh, and in the 3 minutes that you had,
no, we did not give you a story. No.
Do we normally give you a story?
Yeah. So Ian will send me a message on Slack at like 2:00 in the afternoon on Thursday, and he'll ask me what we're doing. But when I saw the stories that you had gathered this week, Tom, I didn't see anything that really stood out. And so my thought was, what we'll do is what's ever left over, because we had already done the show. And so I thought, well, this would be fun. We'll just do what's ever left over. And what we're doing is what's ever left over. So we're going to be doing what's ever left over tonight instead of. This is the
that's what the live audience deserves is the leftovers. Just
the Facebook thing. We wanted to do the Facebook names of the trolls.
Oh yeah.
Images in reference.
Hold on, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it. Give me a second, Ian. I'm doing a thing.
Sorry.
I'm trying. See, the difference is that what we could have done ahead of time was like set up and
do a little prep work when we're not live.
When we're not live. Oh, that looks good.
That's weird.
Is that for Dune? What is that?
Now, similar style.
What the fuck?
Genre. Let's see. Any other guesses?
Any other guesses?
Hard sci-fi. Anybody in the chat?
Hard sci-fi.
People have seen it.
What the fuck is hard sci-fi?
Foundation.
Oh, you know what hard sci-fi. If you want hard sci-fi,
there you go, Ian.
Yep, it is Foundation. Have you guys watched Foundation yet?
Is it on Apple?
Yeah, it's on Apple.
Yeah,
TV,
I'm never going to see it.
But there's a lot of good shows on Apple TV, I gotta say.
Is there really? Is it worth getting?
There's Ted Lasso is like surprisingly sweet and awesome.
Oh.
And
how much is it though? How much is like I have so many of these fucking subscriptions, man.
I know.
It's like, you gotta have Hulu, you gotta have fucking HBO, you gotta have Disney Plus, you gotta have. It's like fucking.
Can you get Apple TV on your Roku, or do I have to get a separate device?
So many.
I have an Apple TV device.
Man, fuck all this.
Cheaper.
I miss cable.
Cool.
We just subscribe to cable.
I know.
I'm a million years old.
And you have to, like back in my day, back in my parents' day when you used to have to stand up to change the channel.
I don't really miss that shit, but like in the last year and a half, things have gotten like ridiculously expensive.
It's getting to the point where I have to have 6 different things. I just got HBO again. So I just canceled Hulu.
We have HBO.
And I got HBO. And I watched, we watched Raised by Wolves, the Ridley Scott Raised by Wolves.
Oh, you were telling me about that. How'd that turn out?
So it's just weird. It's just weird sci-fi horror. So it's like weird more than anything else. I thought it was going to have some really cool, deep sort of atheist versus Christian thing going on. But it didn't. No, it didn't. Like it kind of thought, like it started out that way. But exactly. Just what Ian said. It's superficial. It's really very
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's not as deep as I thought, but it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's visually cool. So if you like sci-fi horror, it's barely horror. It's more thriller, I guess, is what you would call it, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not really, it's gross too at times.
So a lot of dancing?
There's a lot of gross, nasty
Ian, yes.
stuff going on.
I don't know why that made me giggle.
Because I'm hilarious. That's why.
Oh,
Ian.
right. You're right. Very hilarious.
But it's not like... But it's not like, hold on. Someone's saying happy birthday?
Steiny said happy birthday, Cal, I believe.
All right.
All right, Cal.
Steiny.
Happy birthday.
birthday.
I love that name. That's a reference to Strong Bad Email, Steiny.
Oh my
Like
God.
old school.
That is old
Yeah, it's
school.
old school, baby. Yeah, but it's visually cool to watch. But it was.
But yeah, the story just
it's
didn't.
all right.
It's
It's
just
all
meh.
right.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, we started watching that, and we also got it because I wanted to see the new Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which is terrible.
Is it really?
I love Godzilla. Like, grew up with it, so I
I've
watched.
never
when
seen
I
a
was
Godzilla
kid.
movie.
Never
seen one. No, that's not true. I saw the one with Matthew Broderick in it
terrible, yeah.
because I used it to sell speakers because it was loud.
Because it's loud.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we every Saturday afternoon or whatever, if there was a Gamera or an Ultraman or a whatever, we would watch it on TV. So I grew up watching all the Godzilla, King Kong, all that stuff. And so when they started making them when I was an adult, I was you got me. You
Right.
got just like if you make a Star Wars movie now, you got me, man. I watched it when I was a kid. You got me. I'll watch it.
sure.
Hell
Shut
yeah.
up and take my
Sure,
money.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Now, Marvel doesn't do that for me, right? So like if there's a Marvel thing that comes
you
out,
didn't grow up watching
I didn't
Marvel.
grow up watching it. So
Right.
for me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, if that's on, maybe I'll watch it. But that doesn't grab me like that.
Right.
But like a Godzilla would 100% grab me. And so I watched, there was one a couple years ago that wasn't bad. It was all right. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that was And then they did this Godzilla versus King Kong. And it's terrible.
Really?
Like, it's really, really not good. Like it's genuinely stupid. Like really, genuinely, all the plot points are stupid. And then it's kind of boring. So it's really not great. But I thought it would be fun.
So if I was going to watch a Godzilla movie or a King Kong movie, which one should I watch? What's the best one?
The only one that I could really recommend is the one that came out like maybe 5 years ago that's just called Godzilla.
Okay.
I think that one's okay.
It does not have
there's
Matthew
nothing in
Broderick
it that's
in it.
there's none of these that are worth watching though. If you don't like that stuff,
I don't know
watch
if I
it.
like. I've never seen
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You
know?
ever watch the Pacific Rim movie?
My kids like that movie
Yeah.
a lot. Finn loves that movie.
I watched it. I thought it was a better
Yeah, I
movie.
watched it. It
I
was
actually
fun.
think that's a better movie than most of the Godzilla movies
Yeah.
that are made now.
I didn't hate that movie.
That was made by a
It's- well,
famous director. It's like the guy who did the Pan's Labyrinth, I thought, directed that.
Guillermo del Toro.
I was going to call him Benicio del Toro. That's a different guy. But
Did he
it's-
really?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Ian, am I wrong
Yeah,
on
he
that?
did.
Yeah.
No,
okay.
you're right.
Yeah.
Well, he's the creator.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the creator of that.
Yeah, I thought that was. I watched that with Finn like when it came out, and he still loves that movie.
It's a great movie. I
Yeah,
think it's
he
fun.
loves that movie.
It's fun and goofy and stupid, and like
I
you
mean,
got to ride the fucking thing, you got to drive the thing together, and you got to
Giant
link your
mechs,
minds,
yeah.
and it's stupid, but it's also fun. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's Voltron versus monsters.
Exactly. It's super fun.
But I loved Voltron when I was a kid.
Yeah,
that was
did
like
you?
my favorite.
Yeah,
that was my
Voltron.
favorite show. I would like race to the TV. Like I would get home from school
Yeah.
and like race to the TV.
Yeah, I knew
to
kids
watch
like that for
fucking Voltron.
Robotech. They used to love Robotech.
I don't
like
know
that. Yeah.
Robotech.
That was another one that was
But
big.
God, I
back
must have
in
been
the
in
day.
first or second grade because I was still living in Florida. First grade.
It was G.I. Joe for me. That was the big
Oh.
thing. God, I loved G.I. Joe when I was a kid. I watched the shit out of that.
G.I. Joe are my favorite toys.
Yeah,
They
G.I.
were my
Joe.
favorite toys.
They were my
growing up.
favorite toys
Yeah.
too. G.I. Joe.
Because you could
was
take them
awesome.
apart and make your own Joes.
What I loved about like those toys, what was fucking awesome was like all the little things that you could put them in, and they had like a million things.
Yeah.
But I never afforded them. I could just watch the commercials. And then I remember you would get the catalog for like Sears or whatever, and you'd turn it to the G.I. Joes, and they'd have like a whole waterfall with like all the toys set up. And you just stare at that for like a half an
Forever.
hour. For a
You'd be
half
like,
an hour. You'd look at it and think, man, look at they got Snake over there, and then they got, Shadow Storm or whatever his name is.
I like the G.I. Joes because you could. I was a very literal kid, and the G.I. Joes bent in ways that you could
Yeah.
conceivably they could fight.
Sure, they moved,
right.
yeah.
So and they could hold their weapon.
Not like the Star
fucking-
Wars ones were straight out.
Right, and like
They
I
were-
remember, like my friends had the He-Man toys. And I'm
Oh,
like,
the He-Man were
I was
like
like,
this.
you can't fight. They're just stiff armed. They're
Yeah.
just pivoting at the hips at each
and
other.
Ram Man, his arms never moved.
No,
you could
he
only
had a
press
spring.
him down, and then
Yeah.
you could bounce up. That was
He had the
that's
spring.
the best you could do.
I also remember the Skunkor toy. Do you remember the Skunkor toy? It actually smelled bad.
That's so stupid. Such a stupid. But
I still remember it.
got-
I'll tell you what. How stupid is it? I'm 43 years old and I'm talking about it on
I'll
this
tell
podcast.
you what. We're gonna get you a one
Skunkor?
in box for Christmas. We got
on
another
eBay.
one here.
I want it to still stink.
It's got to stink.
If it doesn't
Yeah.
stink, I don't want it.
From
I don't want
Corey,
it.
it says, "I'm too high for this," or was it the Rumpelmans?
I don't know, Corey. You're the one who's mixing, not me.
Jesus, man.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna go to PC.
All right.
Hey, Oh,
So,
boy.
did you want to show us something ahead of time, Ian?
I did send you the link in the email, but we could
Okay.
do this first if you
Okay,
want to.
we'll do this first, and then we'll do.
Oh,
it
this
after.
is we can do this one first. Check your agenda, Ian.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
What do you have scheduled for us now, Ian?
Yeah, this is it. Here it
This
is.
is it. Here we go.
What an asshole. God. Glad I have your fucking permission, Ian.
God, amazing.
This story
We'll
comes
turn
to the
this
Washington
game around.
Post. YouTube is banning prominent anti-vaccine activists and blocking all anti-vaccine content.
And it's Mercola. Is this Mercola or is this Kennedy on here? This
That's
is
Robert
Kennedy.
Kennedy,
This is
yeah.
Robert Kennedy here.
Fuck those people.
Look at his gaping asshole of a mouth here. What a fuck this guy is. They just banned a bunch of people, and they took it all down. They
Right,
took
it's
it
gone.
all down.
It's just fucking gone.
Which tells you, Tom, that they had it in their power to do this for a long time.
You know what? You knew I was going to say it, and I'm glad you beat me to it, so it's not just the fucking Tom
Yeah.
bell ringing again.
Seriously, man, they had
Yeah.
the power. This was in your power the
whole time.
Yeah, Jesus was walking next to you. His footprints were next to you the whole time. The whole time.
I do want to, I wish I could be in the room where they're like, all right, now we've hit the tipping point. What the fuck was the tipping point?
The moment you start to see the people who are in polls pushing towards no vaccination over and over, you just got to cut the spigot off. It's your responsibility to cut the spigot
right.
off. And we know it's their responsibility because they cut the spigot off. They knew
right.
it was their responsibility.
Right.
They knew they were fucking
But like,
up.
what was the point of culmination that they reached where they sat around and said, okay, guys, we can't let it get worse than this.
They could now
right.
high dive into their giant pile of money.
Yeah.
Instead of just regular
Well,
dive.
We are, all right, guys, we monetized the plague long enough.
They fucking absolutely did, though.
right.
And you know that it got them a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But what's weird, though, is that they were taking down some things that had to do with vaccine. We got hammered and got taken down for it. So I know they were
Right.
taking some things down
And,
already.
yeah, it took them a while to get to that point.
Yeah.
So if you were like saying specific shit or whatever, there was a flag or something, but now it's just gone. And I applaud the decision. Don't get me wrong. It's a little fucking too late. You know, we're at what hopefully someday will be known as the middle of the pandemic. I don't know where we'll be. It'd be interesting to see how that timeline shakes out.
There is
we're
cases
18
are,
months in.
cases are,
They are starting to drop.
starting to drop
They are
off.
starting to
Yeah.
drop. There's still over 100,000 new cases a day.
But they are
they're starting to
They're
drop. So
starting
the
to
trend line's in the right direction for now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it's like, holy shit, like what the fuck had to happen?
man, and this shows you, too, that other companies could easily do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Easily do the same
Yep.
thing. It's not impossible for YouTube to ban this content. It's certainly not impossible for Twitter to
and
ban this,
Facebook.
and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's not impossible for them to ban this stuff. There's things in place.
Yeah. Nobody has a deeper eye on the fucking metrics of the content being shared than these companies.
Yeah, right.
It's literally their fucking business model.
right.
So they're never going to sell me that they don't know it's on. I don't know how I find it.
Oh, I can't figure it out.
Oh, really? Because bet I could hire some fucking cyber ninjas to figure it out.
Ian, did you want to say something?
Oh, we got another super chat from Shane this time. Hi from Canada. Great to see you guys again. You're effing hilarious on Citation Needed. The quiz is my new favorite thing.
Oh.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's great.
The quiz was
So
stolen from
listen to
us.
Citation.
It was.
Can we-
It was our idea from
the
when
David
we
Icke
did, when
stuff.
David Icke stuff,
Right.
and then everybody liked it so much that we decided to put it in that
Right.
show.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we did a quiz. Tom and I did a quiz every week for David Icke,
Which is a way better than discussing the book.
and it turns out that we hated reading those books.
God damn, that was the worst. That was the hard. Do you remember we were going to read Dianetics?
Yeah, we were going to try. I think we just gave up.
Oh my
we just
God.
straight up gave up.
That was the hardest.
We straight up gave up.
God damn.
Is anybody reading along with us in chat? Let us know if you're reading along with us,
Or
on
listening
Demon Hunter-
along.
or listening along for Demon Hunter World. Send just put what should they do, Ian? Tell them what they should do.
Mash your
Write
face
it
against
in
the
the thing.
keyboard.
Yeah.
Just write what?
there you
Write
go.
yes.
Right.
Should they write
Yep.
yes? Okay.
Sure.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks for helping.
That's so
That's-
clever. Great.
Crushed it.
Glad.
I'm glad we have you on staff.
You know what? I'm going to Go ahead.
Man,
And stop
we
paying that
didn't
last
prep
check.
This part. No, wait.
You know when we could prep these, Ian, before
For
we
the
go
show.
live?
Okay,
Oh,
that's-
we didn't prep it.
right.
Hang on. Let me make a fucking note of that. Prep before the show.
You know, if you're available next time, Ian, maybe 10 minutes before we go live,
Yes,
we could even
okay.
talk about it. We could have a conversation.
I said.
You
Okay,
texted it
I
at
apologize.
8:53 that you'd be there in 1 minute. That's what
minute.
you
And then
texted.
he didn't show up
And
until
then-
8:58.
Hang on, because fuck
It's
you,
a
Ian. And then at
general
8:55, I
Yeah.
called you a liar.
Yes, but I said a New York minute.
Okay.
It's longer than
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are joining on. So yeah,
Good.
that's great. It's been and that changing of what we're doing on the show and reading a book that we like, I think is so much better. I like sitting down to read the portion.
Yeah.
I don't dread it like I did Ike. When I sat down to read Ike 2, I constantly was I would just zone.
You know, I would
just zone.
I would pace while I would read it to stay awake.
Yeah, it's
Because
bad.
3 pages in, my body'd be like, we don't need to be
It's
conscious
so
for
bad.
this. Fuck that.
It's so bad.
Jessica says, Tom, please narrate my life.
Write your life down.
Yeah,
And send it to me.
Yeah, do us a favor. If you could
That'd
send
be
that to
very
us
difficult.
line by line. Ian, he's going to clap every time he makes a mistake, too. And you're
In
gonna
your
have to edit
life.
it.
Yeah. Every time I fuck up your
Yeah,
life,
every
I'll
time,
be
Jessica,
like,
every time every time you mess up, Tom will be behind you and he'll clap.
it's like he's real fucking judgy.
You
back
pay
there.
you pay too much for a used car. Okay.
All right, this is from the conversation.
Hilariously, he left one of those in. I don't know if you noticed. Like he left one of those in something.
I think in one of the letters.
In one of the letters.
In one of the letters, yeah.
So Tom, when Tom records stuff for Ian to make it easier, it's like when they do it when you're on the big screen and you do the clacker. That's what that's for. That
Oh, is
snap.
that what that's for?
It's to line up this. At least it used to be to line up the sound with the thing because you can see
Okay.
the moment it closes and the
Oh, and you line up the sound of the
spike
picture
that
together.
sound, and you can
Okay.
line those things up. Because you always record from a different source than you would record from. You don't record from your camera. You record from a
Right,
boom mic
right,
that's
right.
plugged
Okay.
into a recorder, and so that clack is for that. And so
I literally didn't know. And it never even occurred to me to wonder.
the clap is for it on. You can visually see it
Right.
when you're editing because the wave sign would be big. It would be
Right.
big and a spike, and so it's easy to scan. And be like, oh, Tom fucked up here. Okay,
Right.
You can
And
easily
then it's easy to
delete
find it.
It's easy. That way we don't have to waste Ian's time listening to a book he doesn't care about.
Right.
You know,
He doesn't want to listen.
he doesn't want to listen.
40 minutes.
He doesn't
of-
listen to you.
I mean,
for 40 minutes.
obviously, you can tell he doesn't listen.
he
to
doesn't
the show.
listen to the show. He
Right.
just goes to where he needs to plug in the stuff, and then he listens
And then
to
just
maybe
moves on.
10
I
seconds of what we're doing, and you're like, okay, they're talking about Trump, and then he finds a clip that doesn't even match what we're doing, and
You know
then
what?
he plugs it in.
I'm just going to make a
like
note for his
15
performance
seconds.
review. I will say, I think, Chad, I want to know, when it's time, should we do Ian's performance review live on a live stream?
Yes.
We have to, don't
Yes.
we? We have to do that.
Absolutely, yes.
We absolutely have
When
to.
would that be? That'll be in January sometime.
Yeah, we first of all, we absolutely have to do that. And we have to, all of our decisions about his
don't know
performance
how
have to be
streaming
done through
works
straw
anymore.
poll.
Yeah, straw poll.
Straw
Every
poll.
single decision needs to be done via straw poll. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think this is 100% going to
socialism?
happen.
Is this a socialism?
I think we should do Sarah's too that way. We should have her come on and
We
make-
should.
No, spare her, please.
Sarah-
Come on. I'll take the bullet.
Oh yeah, super fun. All right, Tom. This one is half of unvaccinated workers say they'd rather quit than get the shot, but the real world data suggests that few are following through. And I want to point you out to a couple of numbers. So a
right.
bunch of people, when nothing is on the line,
Right.
16% will come out and say, "Yeah, man, I'd fucking walk away. I'd walk away from a job. 100% walk away from a job." If this was on the line, if I had to get access.
That number, depending on who's asking, goes as high as 50 to 63%.
Yeah, it can go up really high.
Right.
Right?
Fuck it, dude, I'm out of here.
Fuck you up. But when there's stuff on the line,
Yeah.
turns out that people are a lot more reserved because it says, it turns out this company here, Houston Methodist Hospital, 25,000 workers, had to get vaccinated by June 7th. Before the mandate, 15% of the employees were unvaccinated. By mid-June, It dropped to 3% and 2% by late July, and a total of 153 workers out of 25,000 were fired or resigned.
Yep.
That's a tiny amount. There's a lot of threats. Yeah. There's a lot of threats out there, but it's not.
They're not going to. When people have something at stake, all of a sudden they're willing to. This is why the mandate is so fucking essential. Because when we left it up to people to do the right thing for themselves and for other people, they're fucking almost half were too fucking stupid.
They didn't care
to goddamn do it.
They didn't care enough.
No.
Yeah.
So now you make a mandate.
You make
I'm
them care.
I'm gonna quit. No, you won't.
I make them
No,
care.
you won't. This is like, this is a Twitter threat. I'm gonna kick your ass. Really? You're gonna kick my ass on Twitter?
What I love too is the next one is Jewish home family in New Jersey. Only 5 of its 527 workers quit.
Following, that's what is that? That's a little less than 1%.
Yeah, it's a tiny amount. It's a tiny little amount of people.
I've got people at my work that are like, I don't know what, because the mandate's coming to my work, but it just hasn't happened yet because the OSHA rules haven't been written.
Yeah.
So we've got people like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm in the back of my head, I'm like,
You're gonna
keep collecting a check.
You're gonna get the vaccine because it's not that important to you. There are gonna be some people who work for smaller companies who are gonna say, "Man, I'm glad I work for a smaller company."
Sure.
Because but guess what? If your smaller company closes down, you got to go to a big company. What are you gonna do?
You're gonna go get the fucking vaccine.
You're gonna go get the vaccine, man.
Yep.
You're gonna go get the vaccine because there's no way we can have a workplace without it in the future.
Yeah, shut the fuck up and go get a shot, you stupid assholes.
Did we get a super chat? I see something.
Yeah, we got a couple. This is from Xoro. I'm listening through the back catalog for the first time, and I'm at David Icky. Like crazy hearing Thomas and Noah back in the day.
Yeah. Thomas was a great guest for David.
Yeah, he was.
He's the one who thought of the. He's the one who thought of the quiz.
Do you remember we flew him in and didn't read it on the way in?
Oh yeah.
He had a 4-hour flight and he didn't read the fucking chapter.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
I remember
David,
that.
David said, "Buy Ian a beer."
Ian doesn't drink.
I know.
Yeah, Ian is joyless.
Ian doesn't do anything fun, guys. You have to remember this.
He's
joy.
all smooth down
like
there, guys. It's just smooth.
I'm a
He's like a
Ken doll.
G.I. Joe character. He's like a G.I. Joe.
It's just
100%
rubber bands
just
holding his legs
nothing
to his hips. That's it. There's nothing.
I'm a computer.
You got to pull his arm out to relocate it. So good. So good. Buy Ian a sparkling water. That's more Ian's speed, I think.
Yeah, broccoli or something.
Super fun. A broccoli sparkling water. Sounds amazing.
It's kale flavored soda.
I am not Eli.
Eli commits.
Do you eat eggs?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, don't say of course. Don't say of course. Because if I ask you if you ate hamburgers, you'd be like, no, fuck no, I didn't eat hamburgers.
Well,
So.
they're impossible. Close enough.
Impossible burgers. Those are good. Have you had an Impossible Burger, Tom?
I don't remember if I had Impossible or Beyond.
You said you didn't like the Beyond.
Is that the one? That's the one I had. I don't think I tried the Impossible.
Yeah.
That one tastes way
I would
more
try it.
like
I just
meat.
haven't yet.
Yeah. The Impossible to me is not as good as a meat if you're gonna make like let's say you wanted to like spice it up and put it in tacos or something.
Right.
It's not the Impossible's not as good for that. I don't think. It doesn't turn into good ground beef.
Definitely not.
Beyond is perfect for that. It actually is. It has the same bite, the same sort of texture.
Is it a high protein product?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Huh. I haven't looked at it.
I am actually interested in it. I'd be
I
curious
like
about
Beyond. I think Beyond is good. You said you got it, and you said it tastes metallic. I've never had it taste metallic, so I think you got a bad batch. To be
I might
perfectly frank.
because when you get cafeteria burgers and they have that kind of metallic-y flavor to them.
Yeah, it doesn't taste metallic.
It kinda
to me at
had
all.
that flavor.
It doesn't taste. I've never had it taste metallic. So
Okay.
I don't
we
know.
may have gotten a bad batch
Yeah.
because we were super excited. Like
Yeah.
we got like beautiful buns and got everything all ready and like we're like and it was like
Yeah, no. Every time I've had it, I've always really liked it. Beyond is, I think, better than Impossible in my opinion.
I would try it again.
Yeah. Someone here in chat is saying Impossible is better than Beyond. I disagree. I think Impossible is in comparison.
Depends on what you use it for.
What do you use it for,
think as
Ian?
a
What do you
bur-
make?
Do you
Well,
put
as a
put it on your
burger,
nipples? Is that it? Jeez. What do you
And if you want to put it on your nipples, you go to adamandeve.com.
adamandeve.com and use code Clark. No, I mean for burgers it's good, but it's not good in like a bolognese. Like it's not the right type of meat prefer Italian
I cannot
food 'cause it
imagine
tastes like
a
a burger.
vegetarian bolognese.
The right type of meat is meat in that circumstance.
Yeah, man.
It's not.
Yes,
You know,
but,
it's
you
not
know,
meat.
bolognese.
You can
Bolognese
make
needs
a bolognese
3
with-
meats. It needs 3.
Yeah, it's pork.
Right.
It's veal,
and beef. Yeah, you need 3.
You have to kill
eat a
from the
small
sacred
vegan child.
trinity of animals.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, like you have to kill a young one, an old one, and a different one in order for it to work. Like it's 100% like not. That's one thing I would never try to.
I
recreate.
fucking love bolognese though.
Yeah, bolognese is fucking money,
it's
dude.
so
It's
good.
fucking so good.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
What was that place that had that wild boar? It was
Wild
Piccolo
boar
Sonio.
ragu.
Piccolo Sonio
So
in Chicago.
good.
Really good.
Oh my God,
super
that-
solid.
And the wild boar I made was
Oh,
not
I
good.
know. It was,
It was
really
very
not-
bad.
Really wasn't.
Yeah,
that good.
I did a bad job with that.
No, I don't think so. I think it was just bad meat.
Yeah, it was,
You did not do a bad job.
Literally,
it
it
was
was
bad meat.
terrible.
It was terrible meat.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
horrible.
terrible meat. Tom,
Yeah.
19 of the top 20 Facebook pages for American Christians are run by Eastern European troll farms. But that's
of
not
course they
that's
are.
it's a study by MIT or whatever, and they figure out that a lot of these are troll farms. But I would just want to zoom in. I'm going to open
Yep.
image in new tab and just zoom in on what these are called.
Some of these are great.
Can you imagine what happened? I mean,
Yeah.
how would your life have to be different to like a page on Facebook called Smile and Shine? How different would your life have to be? Or purpose of life?
Cecil, okay, but how about Life is Beautiful?
That could be a
Did
movie.
you see that movie?
It could be a movie.
It's the saddest movie I've ever. I literally cried.
That's a sad movie. It's a
cried.
super
Tears
sad movie. Super
leaked
sad
from
movie.
my eye area.
You gave water.
It
You
was
gave
the
life
saddest
water?
movie
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, it's-
Life is Beautiful. Let me click on that one. That's.
It's a
I also like. Why not us?
why not us? Happiness
why
is
not
in,
us?
I love this one. Happiness is in your mind. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or here's a cheerful
so
one.
is poverty.
Here, this one's cheerful. Light candle for a lost loved one.
Oh God.
Not even loved one. We deserve this. We deserve this.
This seriously is. I'm totally shocked that Live, Laugh, Love wasn't one of
I know,
these.
right?
Totally shocked. But yeah, look at how many are have been found out to be troll farms, and they're just
all of them but guideposts.
they're just making money off ads and then seeding. Like it's just
Yep.
all these terrible. Pardon me. It's all these terrible, and it's a 2018 BuzzFeed news investigation found that at least one member of the Russian IRA. Is that what it says?
Yeah, it's the Kremlin-backed Internet Research Agency. That's what the
internet,
IRA
yeah.
is.
I thought it was different. I was like, internet.
Right?
I was like, IRA, isn't that different?
They're branching
That's
out.
a different thing.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is something we've been talking about for a long time. This is and this is weird because there's a lot of people out there that like to conflate all the Russia things to try to pass them off as if they didn't happen.
Right.
Right? So they'll conflate the people who say that Russia changed the election for somebody. Then Russia never changed any election for anybody in that sense where they did anything with votes.
And that was never the claim.
And that was never the claim, but they will make that as a straw man in order to say that nothing ever happened. But this is
Russia is continuing to wage a disinformation war against us on our social media. When YouTube, that last story, when YouTube banned vaccine disinformation and anti-vax pages and all that stuff, Russia came out and said like, oh, this is really bad for like the spread of like conversation and information or what.
Yeah, they went 100% free speech.
Yeah, Russia, famed purveyors and champions of free speech.
Yeah.
Russia. Well, why do they care? Well, they care because they're using YouTube to spread this
disinformation.
shit to kill us.
Yeah, to spread disinformation and to sow discord.
Right.
Because it does.
Yeah.
Because people march on the Capitol because
It creates chaos. It disrupts the efficiency of our political systems. It devalues the dollar. It's what you do against your enemies.
But what's crazy is that they've gone out of their way to look at, identify, and ban one type of dangerous misinformation.
Yeah.
What about other types of dangerous misinformation?
I know, man.
Why are those just open season? Why do we look at it and say, hey, man, if you're going to talk about the election, and say that it was stolen and say that there was a bunch of votes that were not counted or whatever the dumb
get
fucking
out of here
theory,
on our platform.
then you just get your fucking video gets taken down.
because of
it's
fucking
a lie.
cowards, man.
And that's the problem is because you're
money.
right. Yeah, it's because of money. Yeah, it's 100%. Yeah.
Because the argument I think that they would make is, well, we're getting rid of the vaccine shit because we're in the middle of a pandemic. Motherfuckers, we've been in the middle of a pandemic of disinformation
for a long time.
time.
It's not that the disinformation is any more dangerous. It's just as dangerous. It's just like it's killing people slower.
Right. But like all the things you want to have happen that aren't happening, they are not happening because of disinformation.
Yeah.
That is what's
right.
The reason that the reason we can't pass a fucking simple piece of voting legislation that the American people want, it's disinformation, man.
Yeah.
It bogs the whole machine down.
All right, I got to find this thing that you sent us, Ian. So let me pull it up.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, last week on our show, we dropped a sponsor, BetterHelp. And we wanted to let people know that we did donate. We donated to the Trevor Project because that is a way. That helps.
It's an outreach organization for people that need help.
Yeah, for people who need that kind of help. So that's what we donated to. We donated that money. Actually, we actually asked Ian to think about some places, and he looked into a bunch of places, and he came back with that. So, and we had actually already.
We've worked with the Trevor Project before, yeah.
We've actually gone out of our way to donate to them before, so. All right.
Yeah, they also had like a really great rating on, I sent you the link.
Like on Charity Navigator?
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Is there a sound?
No, there's no sound.
No, it's just...
Don't do this. It's true, man. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing
This is so
this
good.
Is so good. It's so well written. Okay,
that's so great.
Okay, people are listening to us as patrons. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
I can't. I would be hard pressed to explain this. My suggestion is go into the Ian will post this.
I'll
think
post it in
the chat. Sorry, folks. It was 2 minutes of us just laughing at something, but it's impossible.
That's so good.
It's impossible for us to explain it. But yeah, it's a Princess Bride joke. So it's actually very funny. But yeah, it's 100%. It's like
COVID related.
It's
like that fucking article we read from Breitbart.
Yeah,
last
the
week.
Breitbart article.
It's the same thing.
Unreal. It was just unreal.
I'll send everybody the link.
Yeah, we had a bunch of messages about that, and people were saying that they think it's really just someone who just recognizes that, taking the vaccine is the right thing to do, and he's trying to make a plea to those people, not that he's trying to troll, that it's actually like a real plea to try to convince them to do it. I don't know.
I don't know. Because the mind backflips that you have to do to even write that article are just so befuddling.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
One thing I thought you were going to show us, Ian, was that there's a thing going around right now where they're talking about soaking. Have you seen this, Ian?
Soaking?
Oh, and the jumping.
Yeah, the jumping on the bed. So it's all bullshit. I think it's all a lie. I don't think
show me what he's talking about.
It's all a lie.
It's just for
it's all for views, right? It's for views. It's dumb. It's not.
It's mostly. It's like that. Didn't I show you the one with the toilet and them filling up? Punch.
Punch and stuff. Yeah,
it's like the same type of trolly TikTok behavior, but it's funny.
So evidently they're saying, and this has been around for a while because I have heard of soaking before in the past, but I think it's an urban legend.
Soaking is real.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Soaking is.
It is not real. There's no way that's
what
real.
the fuck is
Mormons? Ian, no, actually, it'll be more fun if Ian explains.
Yeah,
it
Ian, what the
tell
fuck
us
is
what
soaking
is.
No, God, why did I say anything? So when
two Mormons love each other very much,
love each other very much, and they want to stay within the not get kicked out of the church, and they want to have a temple wedding, then they may enjoy a time in which the man with his fury standing tall and thick. Well, if I mean,
how thick? Hold on, let's stop there. Let's roll back. Let's roll back a second.
No.
And if you want to stand tall and thick, you can head over to AdamandEve.com and glory check out.
Right. Okay. And the woman supplicating allows herself to the flower of her being is in the eyes of God. If no movement is detected, then it's not.
Thomas completely.
Wait, he sticks it in and doesn't move?
That's what he does. Supposedly, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
No human being could do that.
I don't believe it.
Nobody could do that.
Hey, joke's on joke's on you, honey. Yeah. I came on the way in. Yeah. Doctor, do you have anything for premature? Forget it. Seriously, like fucking
Mormons in the chat.
I just don't believe it. It's just not. That's not a real thing.
Like, I mean, it's a little wacky.
I don't believe
it. Like, do you ejaculate?
No, they just lay.
You just kind of hang out.
They just hang out.
Just luxuriate in the warmth. Like, is it like a? It's like a fucking spa day for your dick. You're just hanging out, like.
But it's like Catholics. Like
I don't believe it's real. I think it's a lie. It's just a lie.
Do you think any Catholics are really like, you know what, stick it in my ass instead? I don't know that's.
Is God a T-Rex? He only detects movement. God is a T-Rex.
The sins are based on movement.
I don't see anybody moving, so must not be no sin around here.
Also, like, you didn't see me move in there in the first place.
I know, right? Like he closed his eyes when he saw that, and then now you're just.
I mean, there's at least one in and out.
Right. There's at least one in and out. Right. Yeah, there's the old in and out.
I mean, like my max is 3, but still, like.
Seriously, though, I don't believe it. Like, I don't think it's a real thing. I know that everybody's like, oh, it's a real thing. And now there's a joke going around on TikTok where you soak and then you call a friend over to jump on the bed. And so that's the joke, is that.
That's fun.
And then now people on Twitter are even like talking about how they used to do this when they went to BYU, but it's just, I don't believe it's true. I just don't believe you. Like
keep jumping.
Yeah, it's just stupid. We inadvertently jump. Why not ride into like a bumpy back of a pickup truck or something? Like, there seems like there's much better ways to do it. You keep on trying to interrupt, Ian. Why don't you interrupt?
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say?
I just, okay, I don't want to, like, sometimes just want to get in and not out too many times. Just like one time in, and then I'll come out. All right. No, but I sent you another link, so you could pull that up for people that want to see this. It's kind of relative to what you were just saying. In fact, a lot of you have probably already seen it.
From Ian's show.
It's in the same.
Soaking is a practice.
Let's put it on this big screen.
Right.
There you go.
I got to read it. So, soaking is a practice used by some young Mormons to engage in premarital sexual activity without angering God. Basically, a guy soaks his penis inside a girl without moving because it's the motion that makes it a sin. This is because God is a T-Rex and his vision is based on movement. That's amazing. That's great.
Same joke. Where'd it go? That's amazing. So good. They should have like a glass of water with the poop in it from Jurassic Park. Perfect. That's so good. I'm glad I made a comic before reading a comic. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get a thing?
Sure. Kara grew up Mormon. If you know anyone that can ask her advice. Okay. There you go.
What?
I don't know what you said. You got to read it slower.
Oh,
I got to get in there and then stay there, and then you got to. There you go.
I'll jump.
Tom's the jumper.
I'm the jumper.
Kara,
I tire out quickly, so you better pop.
Yeah. Stone Banana says. Go ahead.
Kara Santa Maria grew up Mormon. That's it.
She grew up Mormon. Did she grow up Mormon?
She did. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I guess you'd probably have to work with her pretty closely to know that she grew up.
Get her on the call real quick. Let's see if she's been soaking.
I don't know. Okay.
That is a reasonable and not at all offensive question to ask somebody.
Oh my
just
Could you
All right, now when Carol, when you
Holy
believed in
shit.
bullshit,
Holy shit. Jesus Christ. I just cringed. I just, I feel like a fucking turtle. I just cringed inside of myself here.
oh god,
Like what you do after soaking.
yeah, right,
Like
yeah.
after
If
soaking.
if it gets cold,
Mormons, you're soaking in it. All right. You don't have any other comics you want to show us, Ian?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, we got more show to record. We got to go. So everybody, by the way, just want to let everybody know at the end of next month, there's going to be 2 days that we're going to be off. Tom and I are going to be off. So we wanted to get it on your calendars early. 21st, 28th?
yeah, I'm gone the 21st.
21st, I'm gone the 28th.
Yep.
So we're not going to be on 21st and 28th of this next month. So 7th, 14th, and then we'll be back on the 4th. We're actually going to be taking some vacation time. So we're going to be out the 21st and the 28th of next month. No stream those 2 days, but we still have 2 more in a row. 2 more in a row. So I like that Mark got my Palmolive ad reference. I like that. I said Mormons, you're soaking in it. It's
That's a Paul. I forgot. Oh my god,
Palmolive.
that's an
Yeah,
old.
yeah, it's old ad. Yeah. They used to put their hands in it.
They
as
did.
like a
I remember
way
that.
to,
I was trying to think of
rejuvenate
like an
your
old
hand.
commercial to make a joke. Do you remember those like Calgon Take Me Away?
All right. So we're going to go, guys, but we'll be back next week. And then the following weekend, they'll be off for a couple weeks. So make sure to mark your calendars and do something else that's fun those nights. Maybe soak a little. Soak in a hot tub. All right. We're going to go. What do I got to do, Ian? Hit end. I hit end.
You can hit the end.
Hit end. And then
There
we have
you
our
go.
banter
And we're at
for a
the end.
second. We do
Just
a little
the end.
banter. Just a little banter before we go.
Just a tad.
Bye, everybody. Have a great night.
Just like a post
Like a little
coitus.
tiny post.
Just a post
thing.
soak, like
Where
a
we
soak and a schwitz.
where we
Right.
just
Schwitz.
be funny, Ian. Go.
Oh. Eli sucks, right? I don't know why I keep throwing him under the bus. I can't help it. It's just kind of funny.
So mean.
But yeah,
So mean. Yeah, no, but
But
you're
yeah.
right. You're 100% right. All right, we got to go.